Ciao ragazzi, hi everybody. Here we go for another unboxing video. This time it's going to be the Isabel Marant Denvee boot. Okay, so little backstory, they're in here. Oy, pork. As anybody who loves fashion has seen, cowboy boots are super in again, and I didn't know how I felt about that trend. Because to be honest, depends on who you are. I am super not a country girl, as in don't really dress that way. I think it's lovely, but I don't feel like it kind of matches my vibe and my style and my preferences. But there was something about the way that Isabel Marant manages to combine cowboy boots in a way that is actually very urban and not country. And my dog is whining over there because she's like, no cowboy boots. But here we go. I bought them anyway. I can still return them though, so the jury is out on whether we keep them or we leave them and send them back to Narnia. Okay, so these cowboy boots are not too cowboy-y. What I mean by that is they have the shape of a cowboy boot, but they don't have any of the crazy design on it. They're black suede, and I was deciding between the black suede or the black leather. Decided after pooling a group of my girlfriends that we would go with the suede because they're a bit more, I guess, soft and feminine in the way that they appear as opposed to the full-on black leather. I initially wanted to go with the leather because I think it's a bit more durable, although leather also cracks a bit more easily. Suede weathers a bit worse. So there's really pros and cons to both, but I think that you can't go wrong with either. Okay, without further ado, let's open these. So I ordered these boots from My Teresa, which is a site that I think, I'm not sure if in the States you also have it, and I mean there's so many online shopping options. I think the States, Net-a-Porter is also really popular or more popular, Farfetch. But here in Europe, My Teresa, I think comes from Germany, works really well because there's no import fees and I have a lot of the good brands. The reason I ordered these online is because I actually went into the Isabel Marant store here in Zurich and tried them on for size. The funny thing is that in the store, they actually sold them for 150 francs, so similar to 150 US dollars, more than online on My Teresa for the same exact boot. Now, if you're like me, this is just the receipt, you will feel a little bit guilty about buying something online when you tried it in the store because the salespeople are super helpful and it's really nice, but at the end of the day, it's your money. You know, they're not here to keep you financially stable. So My Teresa always has this cute little note that says, this package has been lovingly wrapped by Lucky? Maybe it's Lucy. But if it's Lucky, that's a great name. Okay. Thank you, Lucky, for wrapping this lovingly. Especially because this item is quite heavy. All right, well, let's try this in a more ergonomic way. And Lola has escaped the picture. Oh, mamma mia. Okay. Ah! Okay, put this to the side. Here's the Isabel Marant dust bag. And here is just paper. Okay. Box number 2. Here the boots reside. We open the box. And we see the boot. Ta-da! Okay, interesting. The boots are more faded black than I expected. In the store, they only had the leather version. They did not have the suede version. So in the store, they were pitch black. Here, they're faded black, which actually, in my opinion, is more of a dark gray. I mean, it's probably the same thing. But I think I might have preferred them to be a little bit more black. But we'll see how I feel when I try them on. What I noticed when trying them on, and this is why it's good that I did, is that I'm normally a European size 39 in shoes, but the toe was so tight, and not the tight that you can then, you know, figure out later, but so uncomfortably tight, like blisters all over my toes tight, that I decided to size up. Unfortunately, sizing up, they were too large on the heel, of course. They have no half sizes in Isabel Marant, which is a little bit of, you know, a disappointment. At the same time, they're not a shoe brand per se. They also make handbags and clothes, so I don't blame them for not having half sizes. Perhaps those don't sell that well, but I think a 39.5 would have actually been perfect. What I ended up buying due to my guilty conscience of not buying the shoes in the store and of course not telling them that to their face. I said I'd maybe be back tomorrow, you know how it goes. I ended up buying the thick Isabel Marant socks for 50 francs, which is kind of ridiculous for a pair of socks, but I didn't ask the price on the socks. I was like, let me think about the boots, but I'll take the socks, which makes, again, no sense, but here we are with the most expensive pair of socks I've ever purchased out of my guilty conscience. Okay, so we're gonna try these on with the socks. Here's the boot. Looks really beautiful. As you can see, it's a cowboy boot, but the only real design it has is here in the front and on the back here. So you don't really see too much of a Western vibe. Of course, the shape is very Western, but you don't see too much of a Western vibe in terms of any kind of fancy design over here, which some people love. I wanted something more simple. I think these could go with anything, but let's try them on and see how we feel. Put on the socks, and now we're gonna put on the boots. Stay. Okay, so take out the shape holders. I think that's it. Okay, left foot on. Okay, feels like a good size together with the sock. And the right side. Here we go. Super easy to slip on. I feel like the calf is a good width as well. And feel comfortable. Let's stand up. Okay, here we are with the boots on. They actually feel like they're a bit snug in the toe compared to the ones I tried on in the store, but the size is actually great. I'm wearing the thicker socks, so I think the 40 is correct. If you want to get these boots, I would consider sizing up to the next whole size and then wearing a thicker sock. In the back, when I walk, they do kind of move out a little bit. Depends a bit on your heel shape a bit. If you have a narrower heel, then it can tend to move out a bit when you're stomping around. Now, the thing that I actually don't love is that they are a gray, to me at least. I mean, maybe some of you disagree, but you know, faded black for Isabel Marant to me is dark gray, which is not really the vibe I'm going for. I think I would have liked these to be more of a black with maybe a suede brush, which can make it be a bit more faded than if it's just a leather black. But personally, with this outfit, as you can see, my shorts here are actually a faded black. These are shorts, silk shorts from And Other Stories. My top is rouge. But the boots, I just feel like they're significantly lighter than the shorts. And I'm not sure how I feel about that, because in terms of footwear, I'm all about beige, I'm all about black, and perhaps a sort of brown-white sandal maybe for the summer, and that's kind of it. I'm very basic with my choice of shoe colors. That's because I tried to keep quite a minimalist wardrobe. It's not super radically minimalist, but it's quite limited, so I don't like to have too much of a variety in terms of shoes and handbags, because I feel like those need to be versatile and pair with everything that you have. So I'm not sure how I feel about this, especially for the price point, because even though I got a better deal on my Teresa than I got on the store, for the price point, I do feel like it might not be worth it. I think if you're gonna spend that amount of money, you need to love the item, like love it. And if you're not so sure about it, then if you're lucky enough to get it secondhand for a good price, go for it. If you're lucky enough to get something similar that's not a brand, go for it. That's what I'm probably gonna do in this case. I feel in my gut that I'm gonna return these shoes. I'm sorry. I just don't think they're quite for me. I think actually maybe I'll end up getting the leather if I still decide to do so, but maybe I just won't get any of the cowboy boots after all.